And back with more Spirit of Justice. And Larry's got himself in a pickle, because of course he did. So now we're going to cross-examine him, and it's going to probably go horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. Because when it smells, it's usually the Butz. So let's go. Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. A face-off against Mr. Edgeworth, harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. I'm exhausted already. Boss! I'm here for moral support. Athena, you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I sorta ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. That may be true, which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic. Go on, douse yourself in gasoline. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Run away! Hey, you! You're not getting off that easy! And that's their effect on this trial, I guess. They get along well, don't they? Reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe, can't forget about him. Had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? Leaving me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. Court will be back in session, Mr. Wright. Thank you. You're not holding a gun, thank you. So Larry's the next witness, right? Can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. So yeah, this is more just a reunion case than anything super intense. Which is fine. It's a clip show! In trial form. With a dork in a stupid suit. Court will now reconvene. God, Nick! Reggie! Two of you gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us. Just Mr. Wright. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I gotta use whatever leads I can. Mr. Butz, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that had the dead body in it. So, if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you gotta do is testify. Now then, your testimony, please. Nick is a jerk face. Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! How can you tell your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over. Huh? I have to press every statement to this? This is dumb. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. Why me? You're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility. Thanks, old chum. Can any of you show me a little respect? Even a shred? You may cross-examine the witness. I would if there were any testimony to cross-examine. Good lord. Come on, Larry. Can't you please give me something real to work with? Don't think I don't know your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna show some evidence. Me with a loud objection and a super smug look on your face. Well, yeah, that is my job. And if I'm found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility? Why should I take responsibility for doing my job? You heartless jerk, don't you have any compassion for me?
Hold it!
I'm sorry, Mr. Butz, but if it wasn't Miss Wyatt that entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect. Nick! You're seriously doubting the innocence of your childhood friend? Well, technically, yes. But it isn't personal, I assure you. True friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Don't they mean anything to you? Nick! Nick! Don't really think you could cry your way out of all this, do you? Fine! In that case...
Hold it! Larry,
listen to me. Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore. This is getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss Wyatt will be found guilty. For real? If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butz, for real. Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move a lantern up into the reception hall? I never moved any bull lantern. Bull lantern? What? Did I say something weird? You told me you didn't attend the wedding reception. Yeah, so what? Then that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know it was a bull lantern? You didn't actually have to go to the reception and know that. Anyone could tell there were two Pega bulls just by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlet. All I can tell right now is there's a strong scent of bull in the air. Please add that last statement to your testimony. This guy is so fucking dumb. This guy's so fucking dumb.
Objection!
I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butz. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a Pega cow and a Pega bull in the example diagram in the hall. But on that day, instead of putting a Pega cow and Pega bull out for the bride and groom, there were two Mega Pega bulls on display. Peg bulls, or is it Pega? Yet somehow you knew there were two Pega bulls in the reception hall. There's only one way you'd know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the Pega bull to the reception hall. Ah! There, you didn't. Mr. Butz, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall? That's what it looks like. What? This fucking moron. Alright, Nick. You don't think I'm the murderer, do you? Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss White and you ended up killing him? Well, and not you too. Look, I snuck into the reception, but that's as far as it went. You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. You snuck into the reception? Sure, some sprocket men caught and locked me up in one of the cabins, but it was pretty awful, actually. That's what made me drawing the pterodactyl I showed you. Ixnay on the aerodactyl tay, Larry. Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you? We are talking about Larry, what do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? Of course not. No. You're right. Mr. Butz didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and tried to elope with her. Just because I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer. It makes you a fucking creep. I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Nick! Oh, buddy, oh, pal. I knew you'd come through. Funny, considering your sworn testimony just now that we were through. Mr. Butz, it's time you told the court the whole truth, understood? Right, like that's actually gonna happen. It's just like Nick said. I'm the one who moved the lantern. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said exchange the one with the hole, Ellie. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. So you switched the lanterns before the reception. Then that means the victim really was killed before the reception. It would appear that Mr. Butz completely fell for the defendant's scheme. Scheme? What scheme? This note from the defendant. Exchange the one with the one from the hole. Mr. Butz moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note, and thus he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. The second lantern did feel pretty heavy. I never thought there would be a dead body in it. What's a note like that doing on the lantern in the first place? You got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. It was simply a reminder because I'm very forgetful.
Objection!
What a sorry excuse, Miss Wyatt. The prosecution contends that the note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butz, played right into Miss Wyatt's hands. No way, Iggy! I don't believe it!
Objection!
Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit? Of course. My stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination. Gladly. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Press the fourth statement of favor.
Hold it!
Nobody saw you the whole time you were switching the lanterns? Nope. I didn't get caught. Not that time, anyway. Not that time? Yeah. When I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time. I didn't have as much luck. Those Sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me. All of my words are failing me right now. Pretty exciting, don't you think? Larry, you need help. And then they locked me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what are you asking stuff about stuff like that for anyway? Should you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence? Is that statement of any importance? Mr. Butz trying to crash the reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe there might be some important facts in this case, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Butz, please add that to your statement. Oops.
Hold it!
So you got locked up, then what happened? I broke out. Then I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it. Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But wait. Hold on a minute. What is it, Nick? Maya, doesn't something seem weird to you? Larry's saying he replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. That's right, but huh? You're right, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency with the witness's statement? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Butz moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but this contradicts with this.
Take that!
Is that... Yes, it's the broken lantern. Mr. Butz, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. What? Why not? You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right? Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? But you said you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in the cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place. That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Mr. Butz, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception? Which is it? Before or after? There's a world of difference between the two. Well, Mr. Butz, I guess I can't expect guys like you to understand. In a nutshell, it was both before and after. What? I tried to sneak into the first reception and got locked up. The first reception? I don't like where this is going. Then through the power of Ellie's pendant, time got rewound and we went back to time. It was after that I replaced the lantern. So it was both before and after the reception, got it? We went back in time before the reception. So of course the reception would take place one more time after that, right? That's why I said it makes perfect sense. Mr. Rice, what in the world is this witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual ailment I'm not aware of since I saw him last? Well, none of the sprockets seem to remember the time skip, but I do. And Ellie remembers it too. I think the power of our love for each other made the miracle happen. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but could you please translate that man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand it? So now I have to be the one to explain this whole time travel thing? Go on, Nick, I know you can do it. Looks like you don't have much choice, Nick. Oh, to heck with it, I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. The defendant, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon the pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so, time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began. What? I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellie and Larry Butz experienced time travel. But what?
Objection!
What absolute rubbish. Mr. Wright, I've heard my fair share of your nonsense over the years. I've seen you cross-examine a parrot. I've heard of you helping an orca get off a murder charge. I've even seen you stop a revolution. I've seen you stop kidnappings. But time travel? But this takes the cake. Have you thoroughly lost your mind?
Objection!
But this is simply the conclusion I came to, using that logic ability you love so much. What? The truth of the matter is, the future president of Sprocket Aviation somewhere in Sprocket has been researching time machines. So what if a time machine had already been successfully created? And what if that's one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions? A time machine? Yeah! I even saw something while we were time traveling! I saw a pterodactyl fly through the sky! Maybe the airship was set to travel through to the honeymoon trip. What? A pterodactyl? You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story. Well, as I thought. In any case, I now have evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry. Not so fast now, Edgy. I'm not the same old Larry you used to know. Oh? You want evidence? I've got your evidence right here. It's a photo I secretly took of the first reception. What? Huh. Larry! I can't believe you! Well, anyway, good job. If we compare the photos of the first and second receptions, we can find a difference. And then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice. But do you really think such a difference exists? Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you. This is preposterous. Very well, please show the court what's different. This is proof positive that the wedding reception was held twice. See, flowers that the bride is holding.
Take that!
Please direct your attention to Miss Wyatt's bouquet of flowers. In the photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butz took, she's holding a red bouquet. You're right. That's impossible. What does this mean? It means the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time. What? Nick, you did it! You proved Ellen's time travel theory. I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Ellen said, the reception held twice. This turns over every assumption based on the trial and upside down. Duh. Uh-oh. I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It's just pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience. Yes, there is simply no such thing as time travel. I know it's hard, but you can't suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond? I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons in the wrong way, don't they? I can totally picture you yelling, "That'll never happen," every 5 seconds. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether. That's neither here nor there. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs. That's right. No matter how... Fine. I'll entertain your absurd delusion. If only to demolish it before your very eyes. What? Let's start with this then, shall we? There is one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. The defendant and Larry remember their reception occurring twice, But no member of the Sprocket family has even mentioned such a thing. That's because the time machine's classified— No! I'm not done, you bird brain. Bird brain?! As I was saying, if the entire family had been sworn to secrecy, then why hadn't they sworn the woman who was marrying the family to secrecy too? That's a good point. Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright. Even still, how do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There is proof in the photos that it did. And besides, if time travel doesn't exist, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to go back to the days of— You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they all say time travel is just not logically feasible. Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick. Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test? Excuse me. The wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation? Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright? If time travel doesn't exist, there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon. What if all of the guests at the reception conspired together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it? What? And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing? Well, a brilliant deduction, Defense. I can tell that you're not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say I underestimated you. How so, Mr. Nekotachin? You have managed to name each event precisely as it happened. You have revealed it all to the light of day. Then that means it was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice. But not because of time travel. We simply held it a second time. What? Why? Why would you do such a thing? To make it as though the murder Miss Ellen committed never happened. Master Soren figured that Miss Ellen, who killed Bloomsbury after the first reception, experienced the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream. It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only a few, myself included, knew of Miss Ellen's crime. Are you saying that most of the guests attended 2 receptions without knowing why? Indeed. They needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and so they did. That is the Sprocket way. Then who hid the body in the lantern? We did. But we did not anticipate the petals finding their way in, nor the actions of Mr. Butz. And that's who you intended to cover this whole situation up? There's just one thing everyone here is wrong. The real scene of the murder was not the hole. It was the Vista deck. What? Then Miss Wyatt's recollection of events must be correct. I admit we tried to cover this incident up, but the fact that Ellen killed Bloomsbury is undeniable. That is quite a turn of events. And so it appears we have arrived at the truth at last. Now, please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. I bet you can't do it.
I bet I can't either!
Your Honor, we will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling.
Objection!
Huh? Just before the defendant that lost consciousness during her attack, she says she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible the third party's the true culprit. You still want us to believe the defendant's words? Perhaps you've lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third-person nonsense is nothing but rubbish.
Objection!
But by the same token, how can we trust those who conspired and lied to fool this court of law? For all we know, they may be still hiding something. Ugh, you never know when to quit, do you? Now, calm down, both of you. In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue this trial after both sides have investigated the matter further. Very well, Your Honor. That was close. Mr. Nekotachin, as for you and your cohort's attempt to cover up the crime, your case will be brought up in a separate trial following the resolution of the current one. Understood, Your Honor. Well then, this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. That got heated in a big hurry. Whew. So let's keep on going in the next episode. Thanks for watching.